I know that many of our guests here today are known, as the members of this chamber are, by many different titles. They are known as husbands, fathers, grandfathers, grandmothers, and brothers. But in the eyes of many, and certainly in the eyes of the members of this chamber, each and every one of you is known by a different title, the title of hero.
William Percy is from Lebanon, Missouri. He served in the United States Marine Corps as my son.
Mr. Mike DeShazo from Roachport, a neighbor of mine. He was in the U.S. Army and E4 specialist.
My great honor to have a friend of mine down here today, David R. Russell, Lieutenant Colonel David Russell, and also Dr. David Russell as well. David served in the United States Army for 22 years.
First off, my father, who served as an E4 specialist in the Army.
I have family with me today. I am proud to introduce Joseph Blank of Fenton, Missouri. Served in the Vietnam War from 1966 to 1967, Specialist E5, and continued service in Fairbanks, Alaska after his time in Vietnam.
They went over as individuals and they came home as individuals. You didn't have unified military groups where you knew everyone. So when they finally were released from service, they basically had no contact with any friends who were compatriots of theirs that knew their experiences. And I think that led to a 30 or 35 year period of time where the Vietnam War veterans were basically forgotten. And then after the aftermath of 2011, when the value of the military became more prominent, more supportive, we decided, to do the day and try to get things going so that we could give the tribute that hasn't been given in 40 years.
My father-in-law, Don Schottel, he was a wonderful man, and he served this country faithfully in Vietnam, and so it's an honor for me to, as not being a veteran myself, to be able to have an opportunity to give back in this way on behalf of all of those who have not served in the military or have not been veterans, to be able to lead this charge and to continue to honor our veterans as they so deserve. As our last Vietnam veterans will be terming out, it's very imperative that we continue this cause and continuing to honor the Vietnam veterans as we go forth in this state. I hope that this is never forgotten, and I hope that each assembly from here on out will continue to call upon this day as remembrance and recognition of our Vietnam vets.
Your actions, your courage, your sacrifice, your sense of duty to our nation are an inspiration to all of us, and a reminder that our nation has been blessed with remarkable individuals who humbly answered the call to defend the ideals and beliefs that we hold dear. I want to say to each of you, and many of your families here, that the sacrifices that you made for our nation will never be overlooked, and they will never be forgotten. It is a privilege for me to be able to stand among this group of heroes today. Thank you for all that you have done.